Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video we have this 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee right behind me. So the issue with this Jeep Grand Cherokee, customer was complaining that they have a misfire that they can't figure out, and they've replaced pretty much all the ignition system in this vehicle, but it's still not fixed. So how about in today's video, we try to figure out this issue and give this vehicle back to the customer. Alright, so we're inside the vehicle right now. So right now, I want to let you know that this vehicle is actually from a subscriber. He's been watching my videos, and he was like, Oz, let's see if we can get this fixed. So first and foremost, he did tell me that this is a misfire that kind of happens like intermittently. It throws a lot of codes, but he went ahead and changed out the ignition coils. So this is the one that has ignition coils on one side of the bank, and then it runs a spark plug wire to the other side. So he replaced the ignition coils, spark plug wires, and I believe he said the spark plugs as well. He said once he did that, it did work for like a day or two, and then after that it was acting up. But right now, what I want to do is I want to look at these codes. He did say that they had a lot of codes on here. He did not take them off. Thank you for that. And keep the codes on there. Let's see what we have, and then we can see what we're dealing with. But let me go underneath the hood right now, and I want to show you the parts that were replaced. So let's go check that out. All right, so we're underneath the hood right here, and as we can see, check this out. We have brand new coils right here and brand new wires. So when I was explaining, we have coils on one side of the bank, and then if we go to this side, we can see that there's no coils. We have the wire. So let me tell you how this works. We have coils on one end of the bank, and then we have the wire that goes to a corresponding cylinder. So that's how this actually fires right here. The waste spark system. You know, you only, like back in the day, they used to have a block of like 3 ignition coils, and then that would correspond to the other cylinder. So it's kind of like the same concept right here. But yeah, they replace these right here, put wires, and I think he told me he did the spark plugs as well, and it did work for a while, but then it started acting up. So I know you're probably asking, well, why didn't they just put OE? We'll put that aside for now. Let's go inside. Let's check out the codes that we have, and then we can go from there. So let's see what we get. All right, so we're inside the vehicle now. Let's pull our Top Down Phoenix Max, and let's do a scan right here. All right, let's see how fast this is right here. Look at that. All right, now let's check out our codes, and check this out right here. So we have a O2 sensor 1, circuit low, multiple misfires, misfire number 4. He was telling me something about misfire 1 and 4. I do remember that. Idle speed performance, slow response on 1 again, fuel system lean on 1, and then rich. How is that? Okay, how is that happening? We have a lean on 1, and then we have a bias rich on sensor 1. What the heck? All right, so we got bank 1 sensor 2. So bank 1 sensor 2 is rich, bank 1 sensor 1 is lean. All right, what is going on right there? But my main thing that I want to check out right here is if we have any data for misfires, because that's what he was noticing. But first, let's turn this on to see if we have any misfires. While we're talking, let's see if it shakes or does anything. So we're gonna go to data stream, and I'm gonna type in misfires right here, and absolutely nothing. Why is there no misfires? Don't like that. Special functions, is there misfires on there? And nothing there. Let's check out this right here. It says OBD monitor misfire. Where are you at, misfire? Okay, there's our misfire counter, but why is it not showing anything? You see, if we go up here, there's numbers, but down on misfire is nothing. What is going on with this? I just want to see my misfires. Why is it not showing? Okay, now I want to see something right here, because I remember taking a class from Oscar, and he was talking about OBD functions. And I'm gonna see if we can try this out. This is gonna be kind of cool. He was talking about mode 6, and I know this has mode 6 right here. So if we go right here to mode 6, there's our misfires. All right, check this out. This is really cool. So this is a federal mandate right here that we use on the OBD2 side, and they have all this information stored on here. So let me just show you something. As you can see, you have mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 7, all that good stuff right there. Our bread and butter that we want to look at is going to be mode 6. If we can go there, we can actually check all our cylinders to see which ones are misfiring. So if we go cylinder number 1, test values 146. So it counted 146 misfires. We go cylinder number 2, 0. Number 3, 153. Number 4, 0. Number 5, 137. Number 6, 0. Do we see something right here? We notice that 1, 3, 5 are misfiring and 2, 4, 6 are not misfiring. Let me put a representation right here on this cylinder layout. If I'm not mistaken, bank 1, because cylinder number 1 is going to be bank 1, should be 1, 3, 5. And then bank 2 should be 2, 4, 6. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, so we see misfires on bank 1. Remember, why is it showing cylinder misfire number 4, and then we have it didn't show nothing on number 4? Is this a ghost misfire? Is this deceiving us right here? Because he did tell me he changed out ignition coil 4 because that was deceived, or actually that would be, no, the coils are in bank 1 if I'm not mistaken. Look, we can do something right here. All right, as you can see, 1, 3, 5. So this is the front end engine. So if we turn this like this, it's gonna be on this end. Look, this is better right here. Check this out. Look at that. 1, 3, 5. This is the front of the engine. 2, 4, 6. I know it's backwards, but so this is the front of the engine, and it shows cylinder number 4 misfire. So that means it's over here. This is nuts. So let's go back over here. All right. What I'm looking at right here, we have a O2 sensor signal low, random misfires. But we're looking at bank 1. Bank 1, system 2 lean, bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 2. All right, next thing I want to do is look at live data right here. That's a lot of information right here. So as you can see, we are closed loop on fuel system 1 and 2. That's bank 1 and 2. And then we have our long term right here. As you can see, the vehicle is not really shaking right now. I don't see nothing too crazy, too out of the ordinary, to be quite honest. But remember, this customer did say that this was intermittent, that this kind of happened once in a while. Because if we look at long-term bank 1, it's kind of high, 9%. And then over here, short-term bank 1 is about -6, kind of bouncing around. So rule of thumb is you always want to keep it around positive, -10%. This looks pretty good right here, but I'm gonna see if it acts up. I'm gonna wait right here and see if we see anything that acts up, because right now the vehicle's not misfiring, it's not doing anything, and we've been waiting a while and it's still not doing anything. So I want to see where these codes are coming from. Let's see if we could keep this running, and then if we get something to act up. All right, so we waited about 3 hours. I did talk to the customer, and he did tell me that normally this happens during the morning time. So what we did, we let the vehicle just cool down, and now we're gonna give it another shot. see what happens right here. All right, check this out. This was really wicked. As you can see, long-term, short-term fuel trim, bank 1, 6, short-term, negative, whatever. Not too crazy. Look at this. I'm just going to move this to drive and then keep an eye on this. This is crazy right here. Check this out. We're just going to move it to drive. And look at that. 32. And look at our, for one point, it just stayed. But we can see the short-term fuel trim is going down to negative 20. So it's trying to correct itself. Something weird is going on, and we got to find out what's going on. But look, put it in reverse. Same thing. Goes to negative 32. This is going to be a fun one. All right, let's see what we get, man. I'm going to keep on doing this until we figure out this problem. We might have to leave it overnight and see if it acts up again. Because right now, like I said, I did leave it. I left it for about 3 hours, and that issue wouldn't happen. But we might have to leave it a little bit longer. I'll leave the shop in the next 5 to 6 hours. We can try before I leave, or we can try it early tomorrow morning and see if this acts up. Because, like I said, the customer was stating that this would act up normally whenever the wife took the vehicle to drop off the kids. So, like, that's kind of cool. Reverse. All right, so we're on the next day right here, and we are going to try this. Remember, everything was good on the fuel trims, but then when I moved it to reverse or drive, that's when it started going up. So let's see what we get. All right, after driving it for, I would say, about 3 blocks, I did notice something right here, and check this out. You see where it says fuel system status, OL fault? Look at this right here. This was actually sticking to, let me see, it's not doing stoke anymore. Look what she's doing. It's supposed to be going from 02 to 08, and it's kind of stuck right there. At one point when I was driving, I just didn't want to capture this on the camera because I don't want to be driving and filming at the same time, but it was stuck almost at 0.50. If we look at bank 1 or bank 2 sensor 1, this is what we want to see. And then this was actually close to almost 9 right here. This was crazy. I don't want to turn it off. I want to actually show you this right now, but right now, because it's open loop, it's not gonna be using the oxygen sensor right now to control this. That's why the long-term fuel trim is still at 6.2, because it's not going to be using the actual oxygen sensor at the moment. But that was nuts, man. What I want to try to do right now, let's try to cycle the key. I don't know if it's gonna get off of this, but I think what we have right here is a bad O2 sensor, because like I said, this is bank 1 sensor 1 and bank 2 sensor 1. Let me show you one last time how it's supposed to look. That's what we want to see. And this is not looking good. So let's turn this off and let's turn it back on. Alright, so we're open loop. Hopefully it does this so we can see how bad it is, and then hopefully the fuel trims are gonna go crazy again. Alright, here it goes. So this is not, so we see a short term on bank 1. It's starting to add. You see how it's going up? This is gonna start going up as well. Oh, and look, this is crazy. So check this out. Now this makes sense. So remember, it was showing lean on bank 1 sensor 1, the P0171, and then it was showing rich on the rear O2 sensor. Dude, this is awesome right here. Look how rich that is. All right, so on oxygen sensors, rich is going to be high numbers, lean is going to be low numbers. Okay, So we can see this is at 0.96 on the rear. Look at that. That's fully rich. And look at bank one. And look, there's our fuel, long-term fuel trims. Yes. Okay. There you go. So this is going to be our issue, man. If we really think about this, remember this was working perfectly, and as soon as we start driving, it doesn't report right. So that's what's going on with this one. This oxygen sensor right here is not reporting right. So it's falsely reporting that it's running that's running lean. This one is falsely reporting that it's running lean, and then is basically pushing out more fuel. So when the computer's saying, hey, we are lean, is pushing out more fuel, and then the bank one sensor 2 is actually reporting right and is reading that's a lot of fuel. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to recommend a brand new O2 sensor. I'm going to turn this off because we don't want the catalyst to get damaged. But there you go. I'm calling this. We're done with this one. This is going to be needing a brand new oxygen sensor. That's really crazy, man. Think about this. This had a code for misfire in cylinder number 4. We had different codes, multiple misfires, cylinder misfire for what was it, P0171 for lean condition, and then we had a rich condition on bank one sensor 2, and so much other stuff. But remember, the crucial thing right here is that this was happening in the morning whenever they took it on a test drive. Yesterday we gave this a shot, wouldn't do it. Today in the morning we got it, took it for a little small test drive, and then after that it started to misfire and smelled like rotten eggs. But there you go. What do you think of my process? This was really crazy. This was really fun. But that lets you know sometimes you just got to check out mode 6. Check out the OBD side. I believe Diagnosed Dan just made a video where he was looking at the manufacturer side, and they put substituted values. So sometimes you got to be really careful with that, and you have to go with the OBD mandated one from the government, and that's going to show what's really happening. And as you saw, we had a misfire on 1, 3, and 5. That was one bank, and on this one it showed a misfire on 4. I don't know why. And as you can see, it did not show a misfire when we looked at the mode 6. So if you got anything from this video, please put a big thumbs up. And if you didn't, just comment down below and let me know why. And I'll try to see what I can do. But we'll get you on the next one. Y'all take care. Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye.